Good morning. Welcome to the Thursday edition of Inside Nigeria, your breakfast show on Leadership Television. Today is Thursday, October 3, 2024. And my name is Winifred Global, your host on the program. On this first segment of the show, we are looking at front headline stories of some select national newspapers, including Nigeria's most influential newspaper, Leadership. We'll go with Leadership as we normally do on the program. Leadership's leading story says 169 passengers feared dead in Niger boat mishap. 169 passengers feared dead in Niger boat mishap. 31 rescued, 70 bodies recovered. Search continues as Kwara Niger communities mourn. We have picture of the rescue team in a boat yesterday as they search for the victims and their bodies following the boat mishap that occurred in Gwajibo village in Niger State yesterday. What is sad news. Tinubu embarks on 2-week leave. Local Government Election Commission bill will kill democracy, NNPP. Israel slams travel ban on UN Chief Guterres over Iran. Scores dead as bandits clash in Katsina. Reps want GCON national honor for Abbas, rejects CFR. The story runs on page 4 of Leadership. And above the masthead of Leadership, poverty in northern Nigeria on increase, Minister. Boko Haram, Ndume seeks engagement of mercenaries. And this Sunday, don't forget to grab a copy of Leadership Sunday, where you get a copy of Le Vogue Insertion. Le Vogue is an all-glossy, all-color style magazine. It's out this Sunday, October 6th. 2024. Don't miss it. From that, we move to the page 3 where we have our stand. Today's stand is on A Nation at 64. Nigeria celebrated 64 years anniversary on Tuesday, October 1, 2024. And today's stand is on A Nation at 64. Of course, they must read. You must find out what is expected for a nation at 64 years of age. Still on the back page of Leadership, we still have Nigeria at 64, coming from Muazu Elize. Today's column, being blunt, is writing on Nigeria at 64, and in quote, Nigeria, an oil-rich nation, lacks a functional refinery and exports crude oil while importing refined products, weakening the naira further. This is just a quote from that column today, being blunt, with Muazu Elize. Nigeria at 64. But also today's stand is A Nation at 64. Of course, these are most free. Just log on to the website of Leadership for more on that. www.leadership.ng. From Leadership, we move over to The Guardian. Guardian says Tinubu jets up to UK amid lobbying for cabinet slots. The story runs on page 6 of The Guardian. Tinubu jets off to UK amid lobbying for cabinet slots. ICPC recovers over 13 billion naira diverted from government coffers in 1 month. ICPC recovers over 13 billion naira diverted from government coffers in 1 month. WHT operators hail federal government seek increase in exemption ceiling due to devaluation. Ondo Guba poll use storm INEC office demand redeployment of REC. Confusion over Rivers local government polls as REC denies releasing 2023 voter register to Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. Reps demand GCON for Abbas, says Speaker above CJN. Senate rejects private investigation bill amid fears. That concludes front headline story on The Guardian. For more, log on to the website. And we also move over to Daily Sun. Daily Sun says presidency, Atiku advocates rotation amongst his zones. Presidency, Atiku advocates rotation amongst his zones. Sends position to NAS Constitution Amendment Committee. Beneath that boat mishap in Niger, 150 missing, 150 rescued. Flooding. Federal government sets up interministerial committee to evaluate tackle dams challenges. Government unveils new tax rules to boost manufacturing SMEs. And we move towards the masthead of Daily Sun. Boko Haram terrorists kill 6 farmers, abduct many in Borno. Udume urges Tinubu to engage services of military contractors. Beside the masthead of Daily Sun, national honors, reps make U-turn, deny rejecting CFR for Abbas. This is more of a developing story than other papers who said NAS, the speaker, rejected the CFR honors. However, Daily Sun developing story says reps make U-turn, deny rejecting CFR for Abbas. That also concludes front headline stories review on Daily Sun. For more, log on to the website of Daily Sun. Let's move over to the next paper, that is The Punch. The Punch says local government autonomy, governors in fresh move to delay implementation. Local governments plan to get October allocation from federation account as NULGE orders urge enforcement. Beneath that, we have the picture story and the caption: customs intercept 682 million naira cannabis indica at Tinkan port. You can see customs there, and with the seized goods at Tinkan port. Court hears Barbican FBN 5.4 billion naira shares dispute October 21. Court hears Barbican FBN, that is First Bank of Nigeria, 5.4 billion naira shares dispute October 21. 25 killed in Niger boat crash. National honors has not inferior to Senate, reps tell federal government. Beside the masthead of The Punch, federal government stores VAT on diesel, cooking gas. Above the masthead, local government poll, INEC withholds register as Fubara, Wike's camps clash. NNPC airport has shut down, delays petrol supply, marketers. NNPC airport has shut down, delays petrol supply, marketers. That gives clarity to why there's still fuel there's still long queues at the nation's filling stations. PDP crisis on Yola peace panel begins sitting Monday. Federal government stores VAT on diesel, cooking gas. The story is on page 23 of the Punch newspaper. With that, we conclude review on front headline stories today on the Punch. For more, log on to the website. That takes us to the last paper on our menu today, and that is Vanguard. Vanguard's main headline story says hashtag end bad governance. Lawyer CSOs kick as hundreds of protesters rot in detention. Hashtag end bad governance. Lawyer CSOs kick as hundreds of protesters rot in detention. 2,402 protesters held in 10 states and Abuja. Ask federal government to withdraw charges unconditionally. Release protesters. Withdraw charges against protesters. SAN urges federal government. That is the main headline story on Vanguard. Beneath that, 150 feared dead in Niger boat mishap. 16 bodies recovered. Tinubu up to UK begins 2 weeks annual leave. Constitutional amendments. Article proposes rotational presidency. 5-year single tenure orders. Attack on now, that is National Open University of Nigeria. Police arrest 8 suspects. We move over to sports. Eguavoin gives conditions to lead Super Eagles full time. That takes us to the stories about the masthead of Vanguard. Federal government grants tax exemptions to oil and gas sector. Edo PDP protests governorship election results. Rivers government polls. INEC, ROS, IEC, that is Rivers State Independent Electoral Committee, disagree over voters register as Fubara declares today, tomorrow public holidays. Reps reject CFR, GCON honor for speaker. Close front headline stories review on Vanguard newspaper. For more, log on to the website of Vanguard. With that, we conclude the first half of this program, Inside Nigeria. We have the second segment of the program coming in shortly with our guest in the house. Don't go away, stay tuned.
Of our brand. Leadership. leadership for God and country. Be part of our brand.
Just joining in, the program is Inside Nigeria, your breakfast show where we discuss front headline stories and also analyze some trending stories in Nigeria and beyond. My name is Winifred Weber once again, and of course I have my Thursday guest, who is a political economist and a public affairs analyst, Olamileko Adefolari. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thanks for having me. A very good morning to all of you.
Yes, I don't know where do we start. I think we'll just start with this day editorial. Recently, that was this year, President Bola Tinubu set up a committee to look into these livestock issues and of course come up with recommendations that can actually lead to bringing about creating Ministry of Livestock for Nigeria. However, the report headed by the chairman, the committee headed by Jega, came up with recommendations that they should be given 10 years for the open grazing and forming a ranch to run side by side. But today's editorial on these days says no, we don't need 10 years, and this is an issue that has been causing a quarrel between the farmers and the herders strike. We should emulate other societies where we have modern ranching in place, and when you have modern ranching in place, that is where you can get the best. You have good poultry products from that. I just read about it, and incidentally, a veteran journalist was also part of the committee, Martins.
I think what is happening is on the aspect whereby many people are forgetting to understand it.
And Jega said it was too early for you to just ask the open grazing to stop it just like that they should be given 10 good years.
I think it is the pressure coming from people who fail to understand the economic aspect of handling what you call the livestock business, the economic aspect of it.
And these days, editorial is also saying that what it calls reforming the livestock sector, that we don't need a ministry. The governance is too expensive as it is, or as it were, in the country. You don't need another ministry that will also put further drain on the country's already lean resources.
Right, quite correct that we don't need a ministry. But what I found out that we need was the regulatory agencies on how to practice this kind of economy. A regulatory agency that will put everybody in place. You know, with the ministry, bureaucracy will be so much, bureaucracy will be so large. Then out of that ministry, an agency can be created. But what I see is that a regulatory agency that will push this set of businessmen to their shape. It's not about giving them opportunity to begin to leverage it on free resources, because the people who are into this business, I discovered that their cows, their eggs drink free water, they eat free grasses, they move around on free roads, they constitute hindrances to traffic and the rest of them. Yes. So that's why I say they have not yet gotten the understanding of an economic aspect of this particular business. And government is also losing a lot of revenue. It is local government and state government that are even benefiting from livestock rearing. Federal government doesn't have any tax that is collecting. But if it is well placed in a particular area, they will be registered as a company, they will be sharing orders, they will be making profit, and government will be taxing them. I mean federal government, but as you speak now, it's only local government that is making money from their state government. So the Jagan team, maybe they were overtaken as a result of the political pressure that comes from within. I wish somebody from another region had that particular committee. You would have looked at it from a different angle.
Yes, which of course would have drawn the eye of some sections of the economy of the country. They would have said that, oh, because the thing is that very well, because this side is too sudden for you to just do away with open grade. They should be given 10 good years, and these days editorial today said no, 10 years is too much, and for that.
I know a lot of people will exactly embrace regulatory grazing for our heads. That's why I say we need a regulatory agency to control them, put them in shape. The regulatory agency we have in the health sector, NAFDAC, Sun for that control how you carry out poultry, how you carry out train your cows and the rest of them. Nobody will be complaining, because in development claim that they are ranching, they have an agency that controls them.
Those cows, they are so
welfare they are in a place.
Yes,
but
and you can get the best out of them. You can make that. What have you been so many other benefits arising from these livestock?
That's why I said we
production.
need a regulatory agency for the livestock economy, not a ministry. Because that regulatory agency will put them and be able to provide them what they need and also guide them on how to carry out the businesses. But what we are asking for is that we should create a large ministry that will not be budgeting for them. They should also be benefiting the way because the argument that I've been pushing forward is that the farmers are the one benefiting from government. All the fertilizer and intervention, all the seed government is providing for them. But meanwhile, they are livestock breeders. They don't get anything from government. But why would you get anything from government when you are constituting challenges to the economy of the country? You get it. But as I earlier pointed out, how will somebody from another region mount the chairmanship of that particular committee? You would have seen it from a what if look at the member committee? It is one-sided. Majority of them are from the north. I lack the insight or foresight go beyond the traditional life carrying. So they want to continue in that. And for Jega, although we also need to pardon him and pardon his sympathy and sentiment for the group, because that 10 years could also come to allow them to reorganize so that we can settle. But as I argue, that 10 years is too much. More havoc can be caused within that 10 years.
10 years.
So rather,
of course, that's what editorial also said, that we all know that there's contributing to the security issues that Nigeria is facing right now, and in terms of food security also, because these have done damages to farms, and Nigeria cannot continue in that light. Well, that is that for that. We'll move over to the cover of the Punch. It's a local government autonomy, governors in fresh move to delay implementation. And what is happening in Rivers State? We see a court banning INEC from Rivers State government with a register and banning the conduct of that local government election. Many people, Nigerians, we are skeptical.
We already know what is happening. It is the politics of Wike part also for Bara. And Wike still have a lot.
When are we going to have a Nigeria that's devoid of these personal? Is it personal?
It's personal interest and personal aggrandizement, particularly the self-centeredness and playing on state politics.
When also become apolitical.
I think that's why yesterday, I don't know whether it's on this particular program or another, the CGN was talking about the court. I mean, people should obey court order. I said something that said the courts themselves should stop conflicting judgment. Yes. I think it was the sister station. Apart from wanting people to obey court order, the judge which belong to the bench should also stop conflicting judgment. Surprise! Another high court will ask to use that particular voter register to the electoral.
But it's something that was a point of debate yesterday when we were meeting. It was nonplussed that how could the court rule like this and categorically say that INEC should not release a voter register local government election, knowing full well that the Supreme Court said local government election should be conducted. The deadline is in this October. Exactly. And how can a court also move against that decision coming from the Apex Court?
That is why the CGN, the new CAGN, KKRQ must now intervene and warn the judge. There was a press conference by some conferences of chairmen in defense of the Americans who spoke and said that the judge has erred, the High Court judge has erred, that they need the CGN to take action against that High Court judge. For me, on this issue, on this particular conflicting, because at the end of the day, the Supreme Court have really speculated, and on the other hand is the politics that is playing out. We also already know that it's just if I fight you, I fight you.
And in this country that we also saw a senator giving his valedictory National Assembly. He said that his wife, who was then the president of Papi, he has also helped some of his colleagues. By his wife, and nothing has been done about it. I would have expected that the CGN then would have set up a committee to review some of these cases that the wife oversaw.
Is even there, that one is even going too far.
That's what
in a Senate, but it will be going too far. A quick sharp thing to be done is that the former president and husband should have been sued by the federal government.
Okay.
By the federal government. That's a sharp way to punish them. By the time they get to court, they'll be on the people that have helped. They should begin to review cases. That will take a long time. that